Brazilian President Bolsonaro originally testing positive for COVID-19.
Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro has tested positive for COVID-19. Or has he? So this story is really weird because there was a lot of reporting from credible sources saying that Jair Bolsonaro does indeed have COVID-19. He was tested positive for it. And then his sons came out and argued that no, they didn't say that, even though the initial report came from them saying that yes, he did test positive. So let me show you where this all comes from. Fox News, which in this case, you should rely on the reporting here because Bolsonaro is essentially a fascist. So they've been very kind to Bolsonaro, and their family have been very kind to Fox News. So this is the new story. After the initial story went out, they ended up changing the headline here. But Fox News reports Brazil President Bolsonaro's son claims father tested negative for coronavirus despite earlier reports, including this report that had a different headline earlier when he did apparently have it. So let me just read a little bit of this because it did come from, the initial report did come from their own family, at least supposedly. So Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro has tested negative for coronavirus. His son Eduardo told Fox News, contradicting earlier reports that the South American leader had tested positive. Reports out of Brazil had initially indicated Bolsonaro had tested positive, and his son appeared to confirm this to Fox News earlier Friday, adding that further testing was being done to confirm the diagnoses, and the second set of testing was expected later in the day. So, from his own son, he told Fox News he tested positive. Now, I'm thinking maybe, look, if they're not trying to cover something up here, which is also possible, I'm thinking maybe his son thought positive was a good thing. So maybe saying, Bolsonaro or my father tested positive. Maybe he thought that meant, it's a good result, as opposed to no, testing positive means you have it. So it could have been just miscommunication because of the language barrier potentially, or it could be that they're trying to backtrack and hide it now that he actually does have it. Glenn Greenwald, who of course is in Brazil and does a lot of reporting on Bolsonaro, says, so bizarre what's happening in Brazil. The Bolsonaro movement, including his sons, are screaming fake news liars at media reports that Bolsonaro's son confirmed the test was positive. The problem, the report came from Fox, who they worship, and Fox still insists he said it. Greenwald goes on to say the Bolsonaro family is doing to Fox News what they do to Brazilian outlets, accusing them of fabricating a major story to destroy people's faith in journalism. But unlike Brazilian outlets, conservatives worship Fox. So the question is whether Fox will defend their journalism. And as I'm going to show you this video here, but first,
originally testing.
Pause this. Dear Fox and John Roberts at Fox, here's Bolsonaro's son writing your own network, explicitly calling you liars and insisting you fabricated your major scoop, claiming he never told you his father's test was positive, never knew of a first test. Really weird. So I may not watch this whole thing as it's 4 minutes long, but let me show you just a bit of this.
Brazilian President Bolsonaro originally testing positive for COVID-19, but then a second test, as of moments ago, we are hearing has now come back negative. That's coming just days after he met with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago down in Florida. And joining us now by Skype is his son, Eduardo Bolsonaro. Eduardo, thank you for being here. Good morning.
Thank you for the opportunity. And yes, I just received the news confirming that the President Jair Bolsonaro tested negative for, you say, COVID-19. We say coronavirus here.
So, yes, that's the particular strain that is causing the problems all over the world because coronavirus, of course, has been around for a long time. So, Eduardo, what exactly happened? Did your father first get tested and test positive?
I don't have this information. The information that I have is the results that just came up, telling that he's negative for coronavirus. I never listened at it that it was positive in a first exam. This is something that I don't know, but everything's good now.
Okay, so was he tested multiple times or not? Was this his first test, the one that you're telling us came up negative?
Yes. But I just received the news. I have to get more information about everything what is going on, because together with Bolsonaro, together with President Bolsonaro, there were other guys, other people in the same team that went to US. So we are also waiting for the exams about the other guys.
Is your father, President Bolsonaro, is he showing any symptoms? Is he ill?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
He's okay.
Go ahead.
No, he's okay. Like, we know that we can host the virus for 1 or 2 weeks without the symptoms, but
Okay.
he tested negative.
Okay.
Thanks God.
So as we know, though, one of your father's aides, who was also present at Mar-a-Lago, did test positive. So is your father taking any extra precautions based on that?
I think so. We are, for example, I canceled all my agenda when we are still waiting for the doctors what they're going to tell us. But for sure, it's not be a regular routine. I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So to confirm, your father's been tested for the COVID-19 strain of the coronavirus, and he has tested negative. That goes against reports that were coming the last hour or so that he tested positive. Just want to confirm that first.
I want to confirm that the test is negative. The first one, I don't have how to tell you.
Obviously, the importance also of this,
one.
Eduardo, as you know, is that your president, as we can see on the screen here, was in the United States meeting with the president Saturday in Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes, he was. So, look, I think maybe it was a language barrier. I don't know. I mean, we have no idea what the initial reporting or why the initial reporting was the way it was. But as the Fox News host was saying there, indeed, Bolsonaro and his press secretary both seen here last week and in Mar-a-Lago, in close proximity to Trump, Pence, Ivanka, and others. And at this point, Eva Gollinger was saying that he had tested positive for coronavirus. But you see here, this is where they're all hanging out, shaking hands, close talking. And somebody there did test positive for coronavirus. I think actually fucking positive. I believe it was this guy behind him that tested positive, though don't quote me on that, but that's what I was seeing. So, I mean, there is a good chance not even just Jair Bolsonaro would have it, but Trump could also have it. Though he hasn't been tested, maybe he's not showing symptoms. I don't know. But it's definitely going around, and especially people that travel a lot and politicians travel a lot. This is why I think you're seeing a lot of people in positions of power come close to or contract it, like Trudeau's wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau. She has coronavirus coming back from the UK is likely where she got it. So people that are in airports a lot, traveling a lot, you definitely have a better chance at getting it than the average person that, just keeps it themselves. So as everybody is saying, if you do plan to travel, be careful, or really don't travel if you don't have to, because that's really where you expose yourself to other people who potentially have the coronavirus.